Well, good morning to you. It is hashtag finally Friday. We made it through another week. Boy, this was a stressful week, a crazy week, but guess what? It's Friday. The weekend is upon us. We've got a great show lined up for you here on Up to the Minute. Welcome to the show. 30 minutes coming your way with some HCC news and information and some special guests. But first, my co-host joins me, Brittany Pacheco. Good morning to you, Brittany. It's Friday.
Good morning, Todd. It is Friday. I couldn't have summarized this whole week better, just saying that it was stressful, but we made it to the end of the week and we're looking forward to the weekend. But before we really get into that, Todd, I want to tell everyone to please like us on our social media pages. That includes Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And don't forget to head over to our YouTube channel where this show will be posted later today, that will live forever on our YouTube channel. Hit subscribe, make sure you hit that notification bell so you can be the first to find out the latest from us. And last but not least, share this podcast so that we can grow our audience, and we need your help to make that happen.
That's right, Brittany. We're going to be back with you in a little while. Check up with our questions and social media. We may have a few come in during the show. And if you have a question, comment below this post and Brittany will monitor that, relay the questions to us, and also get you your answers. Okay, we got two guests on the show today. First off, Minfam, who is faculty with the Drafting and Design, Engineering Technology, Architectural Design, and Construction Center of Excellence. Good morning, Min.
Good morning to all. How are you guys doing?
We are doing great. We're looking forward to having a discussion with you to learn more about your Center of Excellence. We'll be with you in just a moment. But first, we've got Dr. Jimmy Adams. You know him, you love him. He's during your day job. Dr. Adams, we always talk about your day job. Tell us what you do as your day job, because here you're our resident poet, but daily, what do you do for HCC?
I'm the college operations officer and for our Northeast College. And I manage about 5 campuses, throughout the Northeast area there. So, we have buildings, and so we support student services and instruction. And so that's kind of what I do through the day.
Now, we were talking before the show started. You as actually, even though we're teaching remotely, you've got some activity on your campuses because some students are still finishing up from the spring with their labs and all that.
Yes, and on our Northeast campus, in our Caldwell building, we have truck driving program we're trying to finish. We have EMS, our criminal justice, and our fire programs. 3 of those programs have finished, and one will finish this Saturday. Truck driving will be continuing until we can get those students done, hopefully by October 4th. So we still got a lot of activity going on.
You sure do. And I know those students are going to be glad to finally be done. It's been a long time coming for them, and they've struggled through this. We appreciate the work you do out there at the Northeast College, and we always also appreciate you joining us every Friday morning for your piece of poetry that you bring us. And this morning, you've got a piece called Defiant. Why don't you tell us about that and go through the piece?
Okay, I'll tell you a little bit about Defiant. I was a big fan of Invictus, that was written by William Ernest Henley back in the day. He was he was hospitalized dealing with Potter's disease. Also in the movie Invictus with the South African leader, the show that was on Nelson Mandela. He recited a poem while he was in prison all those years called Invictus, and this poem is kind of in that vein, and it's really about courage and being able to stand up and to defend yourself, or to stand up for what is right, and sometimes just stand up for justice, and just to social issues, and just having that courage to draw the line and defend. We went through Laura. We just went through that hurricane. It takes courage for folks to go and help. It takes courage to pull yourself back up, with the social justice issues going on, and us living in this constant COVID environment. And so this poem is called Defiant, and I'll go into it. I'll give you my little lead in. and it kind of relates, and you guys give me your opinion after this.
All right, we're looking forward to it. Let's take it away, Dr. Adams.
Okay, so Nate, go ahead and cue the music. There comes a time when we all must resist to exist. A time to fight for what is right, a time to fight for your life. It is a time to be defiant. In the face of adversity, I stare eye to eye. I am defiant. I'm not afraid to die. In the shadows of my enemy, through the dead of night, I will draw the line. I will stand and fight. No matter what the punishment may be, I will face head on what's in front of me. Through the agony and through the pain, I have not lived this life in vain. I will not back down. I will not give in. I will stand and fight to the bitter end. And if the end is near, I will not cry nor shed a tear. For my destiny is clear. I control my fate, for it's only God I fear. My destiny is mine. I am defiant. Thank you.
Dr. Adams, another great piece. And you know, that certainly means a lot in the ages we're living in right now. There's, as you mentioned, you touched on it going into the poem. We've got COVID going on. We just came through Hurricane Laura. We're working in this new environment, and there's so many social injustices going on out there. The people that are on one side, people that are on the other side. And no matter what side you are on, we can all be defiant and stand up for what we believe in.
That's right. You have to, and sometimes to be brave and say, do the right thing, it takes bravery and courage. You just, sometimes you're going to have to draw the line and say, hey man, this is it.
Yeah.
You know, we got to do better than this. We got to, you know, we got to change what we're doing for the better, you know. And sometimes that means you got to stand and fight when you haven't fought before. You know, a lot of times you bite your tongue or you hold your voice. Now it's time to not do that. Sometimes now you just got to speak up and speak out. You know, that's not saying that you're wrong. It's not saying that you're right, but you're speaking up in support of the big picture.
Sure.
You know, where we're trying to get, you know, everybody on the same, you know, same level, supporting the same issues, you know? So.
Well, you know, what's strange about this whole COVID thing, when we went through 9/11, when we went through disasters like Harvey, it seemed to bring the community together.
Right.
But now, we've gone into this COVID situation. We're all isolated.
Yeah.
We've got social media, and it seems like people have grown more apart in
Right.
many ways.
Right. Yeah, it's I guess it's unfortunate because I think if we weren't in the COVID environment, I think we would be handling or addressing these issues in a lot different way.
Sure.
Because you know, you know, although we're talking, it's not that personal. We're not, you know, side by side with each other. So it's very difficult.
These are trying times we're living in, but we're going to get through them one way or another. Sooner or later, you're going to be back in our studio, hopefully.
Yeah.
You know, we were just talking before the show started, but October 5th is a date that we're looking at welcoming students back on campus in a limited fashion. And I know you guys are out there at Northeast College as well.
Yep, that's what we're in preparation of that right now. We got a big meeting Monday, and we're going to try our best to do it as, you know, safely as we can. You know, all of our classrooms will probably, you know, have 9 students in them. You know, social distancing, all of the PPE and stuff will be available, masks, and, you know, we'll have signs, and hopefully this will go smoothly, and you know, so we can welcome students back so they can, you know, get back to some sense of normality.
Yeah, it's going to look a whole lot different when we do get back on those campuses, but we are sooner rather than later. Dr. Adams, thanks for joining us again on another Friday. Try to have a good weekend, maybe put the phone down for a while, enjoy your time with your wife and family, and just unplug for a while.
Yep, time to go get a cup of coffee.
There you go. Thanks, Dr. Adams. We'll see you next week.
All right.
All right, we're going to move on to Minfam. Min, good morning again. Thanks again for being here. And I want to thank you for being patient with us because we've had to move your segment a couple times for other obligations we have during the show, but we're happy to have you with us this morning.
Oh, not a problem at all. You know, being that we're doing this in education now, so I'm just stick to my computer, and so you can move me around, and you know, we just have to squeeze in the time in for that. So that's not a problem at all.
We appreciate you being here. Now, I've noticed you've been at HCC more than 30 years.
Yes, sir.
Wow. Tell me about some of the things that have changed so much since you've been here.
Oh, there's a lot of change. I started myself at College Without Wall on Dunleavy in Richmond. When I was younger and go to Lamar High School, my house is 2 houses away from the school. And I end up working there after I graduate. So interesting. And of course, I guess I crossed paths with Dr. Davis there in Northeast, and so I separated. I had been with the Northeast for a long time. Dr. Margaret Ford as well.
Yeah, Dr. Ford Fisher is a good friend of the show. We have had her on several times, and she also hosts one of her shows on HCCTV, which you can also see live streamed as well, called Credential Up. I want to ask you about the program you have. What is it like delivering an education online? And let's talk about the CAD classes. Is that something you can efficiently teach during this pandemic through the online resources?
Well, you know, I want to do that for a long time, but I couldn't do it because of the bandwidth. But with the COVID, it pushed my limit. I had to come up with creative way to make it work. And now that I got it working, I think I can do it online. And my dream, if you ask me, one of my dreams, I want to go global. Because now that we can do this here local, I guess we can do it global. The bandwidth improvement and some of the technology, because I was working with a co-worker of mine, Roger Boston, for me, on trying to get that bandwidth thing going, but limited back then. We couldn't do much of that. Today, technology is better. We can do that now. And I wish we can bring our program global. We have a few partnership, Saigon Tech and Qatar and all that. I guess we can expand to that now if we go in that way. And I got the stuff to develop online. I can do that online now. Now, granted, it's better online because our typical student, they want some help. They want to go to class, and you're going to point them in the right direction, and they move on to themselves. And that's how we improve our number here locally. But for global, people want HCC. I think we can do that now too. And that's why I'm trying to sell that to my dean, trying to push that forward now that we've spent all this effort. And the effort is on, I had to start every year, but I don't have to redo the whole thing all over. So it's an investment we already have.
Yeah, you know, I like the way you think. You know, we're already delivering an education online. Why not make it global? We've got the resources, and I think that's a great idea. Let's ask, how are your students enjoying the program that through the online version? Is it something they're enjoying participating in? Had they had some difficulties in the beginning? What's it like now?
Yeah, they do have difficult. Even though it's say online 100%, I do set up for each class. I do set up 2 sessions, one in the morning and one in the evening of the same class. That way, and that session is not a full class. It's just a session I open up 1 hour for anybody who run into difficulty. I can demo that in front of them on their computer. And that way they can see how to do things. So that's how I get around the hands-on that we have in the lab. There still is going to be some technical question they may have that I cannot see. I had to redo several times so that I can get what the question are, and so that way I can answer to. But it's better if we be on hands-on. But right now for our program, we are lucky that we can actually do it online. Right now it's 100%, and we're doing fine as it is. And like I said, not only I put out the video, I also have a 2 hours for each class for people to come and ask questions if they have problems. So that way I minimize the students' frustration. Because, computers sometimes to people is, okay, it's a challenge as it is. And now you got CAD program, you have to deal with that. And the trick of the matter is that, hey, look, guy, right now we're in COVID and job is not there. But once COVID's over, and you need to be first out the gate, or somebody else is going to take that job from you. And that's 60, 70,000. I'm an engineering manager as well. So, $60,000, $70,000 a year job there is not going to be easy to find. So you need to get out the gate quickly. As soon as the gate open, you need to be there.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you about the job market. What does it look like for our students and what type of jobs are out there? You were saying right now, because of COVID, companies may not be hiring as much, but they're going to be, you anticipate, in the next few months.
Right. Right now, with the majority of the problem today, as it is today, we're talking about is the election. Big corporations are waiting to see which one is going to be in charge, and that will determine which policy that they implement. And then that's how the company is going to devise their project based on the policy. As soon as that's over, the job market, you have to open it again, and then they're going to hire. And the problem with companies is that they need people, they just need people, and you need to be there. So I'm trying to get my people, my students prepared and ready to go. I know right now it doesn't look very good, but as soon as the gates open, it's going to be there. Several years ago, we have a spike in piping designer. And everybody asks for piping design, and we tell them, say, well, we can't put them out fast enough. So they ask us to reduce our hour to put them out faster.
Wow.
And we kind of know we can't do that because we're going to put out less quality. You're going to complain to me or the department for that matter. So you're just going to have to wait. And so for that reason, we have to plan better. And then also the job market, then there's a shortage is in civil. Because with Harvey, we got $5 billion from the government and $5 billion from the state to rebuild the drainage system. But before anybody can dig any hole in the backyard, they need somebody to draw those plans, and we don't have enough civil design as it is, and that's why that's shortage. That's going to be a shortage in that end. But good news is shortage meaning better pay.
Shortage means better pay, of course, supply, and we are certainly turning out. We've done many stories here at HCCTV on the shortage of engineers that are coming up in this country because a lot of engineers are retiring, and we're just not just saying HCC. The college systems aren't cranking out and training enough engineers fast enough. Now, the jobs that we have listed through your COE: architectural and civil drafter, mechanical drafter and designer, electromechanical drafter and designer, and as you mentioned before, process piping drafter and designer as well. Those are the job titles that people could fall under, and they could make up to $75,000 a year, it looks like, right?
Easily, yes. We started out, I hired people and started out $18 an hour, not knowing anything. And they're going to get more pay as they gain the experience. But a kid at $18 an hour, they pretty much happy with testing.
And that's with a 2-year degree, Min?
So it's not a bad, why in school? With the 2-year degree, you're going to get paid a little bit more, 20 to 22, once you get the degree. I had paid people almost an engineering wages, just because I'm not saying that engineers should get less of pay, they should get more pay because they're new in school. And the difference between engineer and designer is that the designer know the standard, engineer know the calculation, but because they come out of college, they lack of that knowledge. And so for that reason, in the first few years, they don't get paid very much. They will exceed that amount much more later once they get the experience. But we are guilty of sending a lot of engineering job overseas in the last few years. Things kind of changed right now, but in the last few years, we sent a lot of jobs overseas. And so for that reason, the engineering demand is not as great, but the demand are more. Map and procedure and things like that. And then we just let the engineer run overseas to reduce the cost. Now, it kind of change. So hopefully it will bring back to the state and we have more job on that side as well. But yeah, the job is, and I have a lot of people work in the shop for a long time, piping people. They make great money, but they're out in 100-degree sun all day long, or minus 10 degree in the winter, whatever. And over time, they get tired and they say, look, what am I going to do now with my life? I'm old. I can't do this. Well, how about going to the drafting? You actually get to sit inside AC and heat, and you're going to tell people what to do on your plan. So a lot of them actually came back. And university, especially in the summer, a lot of university students from UH and places like that come to me to take some of the high-end classes because they don't teach CAD in the engineering school. And I don't know why, but we communicate through graphic, basically CAD. So if you don't know how to draw, you can't really communicate, because I can tell you this, you can give them a 300-page book, they're not going to read through it. And so, and so you got to give them a picture, and picture worth 1,000 words.
Sure. Well, Min, we appreciate you joining us on the show this morning and telling us about this program. We're going to have the link to your program in the post of the social media post, so look for that later. Minfam, thanks for joining us from the Center of Excellence.
Thank you very much for letting me be on the show and share the information.
Absolutely. We'll see you again sometime.
Thank you.
All right, moving on to Brittany Pacheco. Brittany, you know, we were talking with Dr. Adams, but it doesn't seem that far away right now. October the 5th, when we were back in like June or July, seemed forever. But now it's just a little over a month away, and we're going to have some students back on campuses, hopefully.
Hopefully, Todd. Yeah, it's kind of hard to think that back in March, you know, that's 7 months ago from, you know, the time that you're talking about to October, excuse me. And so, yeah, that just seems, oh my gosh, it's more than half a year. You know, oh, I have all the time in the world to get, you know, things in order, and it's literally around the corner. So, I mean, next week we'll finally be in September. That's insane to say. So, yeah, this year has gone by pretty quickly, at the same time still feeling like it's taken forever to get to this point.
Well, you know, I remember back in April or early May seeing a news report where one of the doctors was talking about, well, we should be facing this through possibly July or August. And I'm thinking, oh, you're crazy. That's not going to happen. But here we are wrapping up August, and we made it this far. I don't think any of us really anticipated it would be this long, but we're moving forward. So some dates people need to remember. Of course, August 24th, our classes started this week. We had to take an unfortunate break because of Hurricane Laura, which might have come through here. But we're back today with online learning. And what's the next date that's of significance to our audience, Brittany?
So, Todd, there's two actually, because faculty, for those who are watching and may have missed out on that announcement, faculty will report back for in-person classes on September 28th. So that's literally a month from today, Todd. And as we were talking earlier, in-person classes for the Flex Campus and lab-based courses will resume for their in-person instruction. So we still have classes available for our second start, since our regular term has already started. So be sure to check out our website, hccs.edu/now, to sign up for your second start classes, which begin September 21st.
And those second start classes will still have the same options as our fall classes, with the online anytime, online on a schedule, the Flex Campus, the lab-based courses. You'll have a chance to choose your classes accordingly. So students, keep that in mind. You'll also have a chance to get financial aid and register for those type of things. And if you have any questions about the fall registration, guess what? We've got a virtual lobby available for you, and we can get questions back to you in many different ways,
including, Todd, Zoom callback option and email. Now, because obviously this was the start of our fall semester, we were experiencing a high volume of said requests, Zoom, callback, and email. So students, I know I've seen your messages, I've seen your comments. I know many of you are still waiting to hear back from our staff members as part of the virtual lobby. And unfortunately, because we were closed the last 2 days, now we're a little bit farther back than where we were originally. So we really appreciate everyone waiting as our staff work diligently to get back to all of our requests and to answer your questions. You don't need to submit more than one request. You know, the one request is already in the system. You'll just have to pack a little bit of patience when it comes to waiting for your answer. But we do have extended hours for you in case you weren't aware about this virtual lobby. We have Monday through Thursday, which is 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., Fridays, 8 a.m. to 5. So today, the virtual lobby will close at 5. And Saturdays, they're open from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. So if you're interested in any one of these options about the virtual lobby, head over to hccs.edu/virtual lobby.
You know, while I was away, I took about a week vacation to wrap up the summer. They made a major announcement about outdoor Wi-Fi zones for HCC students, Brittany, and that's apparently available outside of our college buildings, but on the campuses.
That's right, Todd. So students will not have access to go into the building, even for restroom breaks. I get it. And also, they won't have access to our outlets to charge their devices. So students, before you head out to any one of the campuses that are offering this outdoor Wi-Fi zone, be sure that you've, 1, used the facilities, 2, make sure your devices are completely charged, and make sure that you are on the appropriate network. So for HCC students, you have access to our HCC private network. And for our prospective students, you have access to our HCC public network. Head over to hccs.edu/outdoor Wi-Fi to check out which campus near you has this outdoor Wi-Fi zone available.
And if you're needing more help as far as answering questions about technology, to textbooks, to tutoring, well, we've established an online services toolkit for our students, and you can visit hccs.edu/online-toolkit. Yes, that link will be available at the bottom of this post or in this post later on. Foundation Scholarship, Brittany, that's coming up Monday.
Yes, this is very near and dear to my heart, Todd. Of course, you know that, and probably everyone else who's been watching us regularly knows this. But students, you have until Monday, which is August 31st, to apply for the HCC Foundation Scholarship. This is open to our domestic and international students, and you could be awarded a scholarship. You just need to apply. Head over to hccsfoundation.org/scholarships to apply today.
Something we all should be done by now. You have till Monday to do it. Talent Engagement has mandatory training due August 31st. You can check your emails for that. It's HCC Return to Campus COVID-19 Prevention Training. We're going to return to the buildings. There's some things you should know. It'll only take about 15 minutes, so go ahead and do that. You can find this in your email or also contact Talent Engagement. And finally, Brittany, there's something that's kind of interesting. Rec Sports has an online officiating course available.
Yeah, so if anyone out there thinks they have what it takes to be a referee or an umpire, this is for you. So you can register now for the HCC Rec Sports online officiating course. That's Mondays and Wednesdays beginning September 9th and ending November 12th. This is in the evening, everyone. So for everyone who may be taking some classes with us, and you want to earn a little bit of extra money on the side, hey, this would be for you. This is happening from, again, September 9th through November 12th, Mondays and Wednesdays from 5:30 to 7 p.m. This is for football, basketball, baseball, and this is open to the community, Todd, which is great. And it only costs $79. So if anyone out there is interested, be sure to email Joseph Harris at joseph.harris@hccs.edu.
I think that would be right up Frank Cooper's alley there. We should talk him into that course.
Oh, no, he's already a ref.
Oh, is he? Oh, well,
yeah.
I should have known. Yeah, okay, I should have known. Hey, so we'll talk with Frank about that next week, Referee Frank. So we're about to wrap up today's show. On Monday, we've got Dr. Emmanuel Iwani. He's the chair of the chemistry department and continuing to speak about our academic center of excellence. Join us for that. And also news out of Stafford, Brittany.
Oh, yeah. We'll be joined by Raquel Sims, and she'll be returning to give us the latest news and reviews from Fort Bend County. But before we sign off, Todd, once again, everyone, thank you for watching us this morning. Don't forget to like us on social media and YouTube, and don't forget to share this podcast.
Thanks, everyone, for being here. Have a great weekend. Enjoy your time out with your family. Mask up when you go outside. And remember, we'll see you Monday live at 10 a.m. on Up to the Minute.